Greetings YouTube, happy Sunday. Welcome to a video that I never thought I was going to have to make. You see, when 19.0 was released, I got flooded with messages of people's iPhones that were overheating and causing the game to crash, and I didn't know how to react. I didn't know what to think about this because I myself play on what probably feels like a dinosaur at this point, an iPhone 6. And for the first couple of days of the new update, I had no issues whatsoever. And yeah, my phone was pretty hot, but that's kind of customary and kind of normal, if you will, for the way that I play. And most importantly, it was something that, because it didn't affect me, I didn't want to overreact and make a bigger deal out of something. I didn't want to sensationalize the news, if you will, which is kind of a good concept considering the current state of the media. But as the days have gone on, I've seen that this was not some isolated problem that happened to a couple people's phones. This happens to the majority, if not all, iPhones at some point. And I just kept thinking, when am I going to be affected by this? And the Kabam gods decided, hey, we want you to get in this iPhone heating up action. And so yesterday, which was Saturday, July 7th, my phone crashed 3 times in the span of about 12 hours, including once over live stream. And I thought to myself, okay, this is how everybody must feel. And then this morning, I've only been on the game for about half an hour, and it has crashed twice in the span of that half an hour. Now, yes, that's inconvenient. Thankfully, it's only affected really my arena so far. Although if this continues inevitably, it's going to affect Alliance Quest fights, Alliance War fights, and maybe even like a live crystal opening in which in the middle of the crystal spinning out, the game will crash. And if it's not new champion, I'll probably never know who I got, which would be really terrible for a YouTube video. But regardless, a couple messages I received last night, it's not just about the inconvenience of the game crashing. It's about something much, much worse, because there are a couple of people who claim to be technology engineers, certainly people whose expertise in this far exceeds mine, and they believe that if this continues to happen without a fix, it could actually permanently damage the interior of your phone, especially given the level of heat that is being exercised every time the game crashes. So, this is, without sensationalism, literally becoming an issue where it could permanently damage your phone. Now, for me, I don't know, I kind of laughed about it because I need to upgrade my phone anyway, so what a great sign. But of course, if I upgrade the iPhone to an iPhone, I'm just going to return the problem with a much nicer, newer, and more expensive phone that risks further damage. So it's one of those cases where if we have something that is let out of the game that is an advantage to the player, like say a revive on a path, the game finds a way to fix that loophole that benefits the player within a matter of like a few hours, right? Sometimes even a few minutes. That emergency maintenance will pop up, and we all know what's happening during that. They're closing the loophole. Well, I realize this is much more complicated of an issue than, say, a revive that keeps popping up on a lower path. But at the same time, this is an issue that could actually damage the phone. And we have complained about server outages. We have complained about Alliance Quest being reset to normal. And all those complaints are valid. But this has to be a historic issue if it actually destroys what could be about $1,000 worth of technology because of the game overheating. And this has got to be one of those things that, to Kabam's credit, you don't see this kind of thing coming when you update your game. You don't know it's possible, but they should be working overtime. All of those Kabam interns should stop getting the Canadian donut runs and should start figuring out a way to make this not happen, because if they don't, for as long as they continue, they risk phones overheating more and more. And at least on my phone, this problem keeps getting worse and worse. I now expect it to crash about once every half an hour. And that is terrible, not only for my phone, but for the morale of the game. And this is already a time where there are enough things to actually justify a large percentage of the community boycotting that they can't really afford to have the issue of literally hurting the hardware of your phone. So I want to know who out there has an iPhone, and this has happened to them so much that, you know, it's like a record, because I keep getting messages in the line app, but of course I know it's only a small percentage of the community affected by this. So comment below if you're an iPhone user and let me know. And this is also one of those moments, more than anything else, that Team Android versus Team iPhone. Androids have never had more bragging power than they do right now. In fact, on my live stream last night, several of my subs were like, man, sucks to be you. I've got an Android. And I'm like, man, that's you guys are flying high right now. I guess you have no issues. And this also, of course, affects iPads. And iPads are also very expensive. And I empathize with people whose iPads might be getting permanently damaged because of this continued issue. So kabam, I hope you continue to see videos like this and really push yourselves to fix this, because every day that you don't, you are literally risking hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in technology from being temporary, if not permanently damaged. And that has got to be about the worst thing that can happen to your brand equity and your reputation as it continues to struggle to really gain the confidence and trust of its consumer base back after negatively impacting them for so many weeks and so many months, and this really being the summer of, instead of customer appreciation, customer depreciation. And we're just hopeful that this problem can be resolved soon. And thankfully, I made it through a YouTube video without my phone overheating. Yay.